Welcome, traders, to your financial education for January 6, 2026. The day opens with the Nikkei hitting all-time highs. CES 2026 is buzzing with new AI chips from Nvidia and AMD. S&P futures are holding flat after a major rally, and Bitcoin is stable while Ethereum shows strength. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to analyze the global macro environment, institutional positioning, and break down 10 technical scenarios for the next 12 hours across stocks, crypto, Japan, and metals. Let me be crystal clear. This is 100% educational content designed to help you learn technical analysis. This is not investment advice. Always do your own research. Do you think the AI momentum will continue at CES? Let me know in the comments below, and stick around for the full breakdown. Let's dive into the key global context. The Nikkei's record-breaking performance is being driven by banks and brokers. This comes as the Japanese 10-year government bond yield hit its highest level since 1999, following a weak auction that's fueling expectations for a Bank of Japan rate hike. This bullish sentiment in Japan is part of a broader rally across Asia, with the Hang Seng up 1.2% and the CSI 300 adding 0.8%. Over in the US, the pre-market is mixed. The S&P E-mini is down just a fraction, while the Nasdaq 100 E-mini is slightly positive, and the Dow is down about 0.2%. This signals a logical pause after an explosive week of gains. On the economic calendar today, we're watching for flash inflation data from France and Germany, plus a speech from the Richmond Fed's President Barkin. In the bond market, 10-year U.S. Treasuries are sitting at 4.19%. While those Japanese government bond yields are at record highs. The big thesis right now is that markets are prioritizing this macro data over the geopolitical noise coming out of Venezuela. Now for equities and what the big institutional players are doing. Shifting gears to crypto and the smart money whales. Bitcoin is holding stable, but Ethereum is showing relative strength, and we're seeing continued inflows into Bitcoin ETFs like IBIT. On-chain data reveals some interesting whale activity. For Chainlink, or Link, whale holdings have increased by nearly 58% over the last 30 days. That's an accumulation of about 680,000 Link, worth around $8.5 million, even as the price has dropped 7.5% to below $12.50. For Pendle, another interesting token, whales added over 770,000 tokens, worth $1.42 million, on January 1st. They are accumulating despite a bearish-looking chart, which suggests strategic positioning for early 2026. The focus appears to be on DeFi and real-world asset infrastructure, rather than meme coins. The current setup for Link shows it moving sideways until it either breaks the 1250 resistance level or loses the critical support at 1172. Now for the central part of our analysis, 10 educational scenarios for the next 12 hours. Remember, these are not trading signals, but potential situations to study. First, the Nasdaq 100. The scenario is continued momentum from the CES AI news. The key level to watch is the intraday VWAP, driven by Nvidia and AMD's chip announcements. Second, the S&P 500. We're looking at a bullish consolidation scenario. Watch for a potential dip in the first hour of trading, which would be a logical pause after last week's rally. Third, the Nikkei in Japan. The scenario is a continuation of its breakout, led by banking stocks amid BOJ hike expectations. The key level is simply its current record high. Fourth, gold and silver. These could act as a geopolitical hedge. The key level is the 20-day moving average as markets weigh tariff risks. Fifth, oil and energy. The scenario is a rebound in WTI crude prices following the Venezuela news, which already pushed Chevron up over 5%. Sixth, Bitcoin. The scenario is a stable range. Watch the session lows as a gauge for digital asset risk appetite. Seventh, Chainlink. The scenario is a test of the 1250 resistance level, backed by that 57% increase in whale holdings. Eighth, Pendle. We're looking at an early positioning scenario. The accumulation zone where whales are buying could be significant for a potential DeFi revival. Ninth, small cap flows. Watch tokens like Asta and Pendle for 24-hour whale beta, as these can show high elasticity. And 10th, crypto equities like miners and exchanges. The scenario is a continued correlation with Bitcoin's price as a broader risk-on indicator. To summarize, the Nikkei's record high and the AI narrative from CES are dominating the market conversation today. The key is to learn how to connect these macro events with institutional flows and technical levels. So which of these 10 educational scenarios are you studying today? Let me know in the comments with a number from 1 to 10. If you learned something valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for our daily market analysis throughout 2026. Remember, this is 100% for your education. Always do your own research. Thanks for watching.